Shalom.
Shalom.
It's the brothers from Great Millstone, New Orleans, coming at you with a quick lesson. Prior to getting started, we'd like to give all glory, honors, and prayers unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekawadash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, in today's lesson, we pretty much want to hit the point home with, all right, brothers have to understand what's being required of us. All right, the Lord is polishing us and He's allowing us to perfect balance, man. All right, and this topic has it came to me when I was talking to another brother, and I told him, I said, man, I've never seen an object or something weighed on a balance. All right, you brothers understand, the ancient balance. You know what I'm saying? When you have in it teeters on either side. I've never seen something put on a scale and it's just automatically leveled in balance. Yeah. Right? It goes through a process of teetering, right, on both sides, man. Right? And that's why, the Lord is allowing us to continue on through grace. Right? That's us being leveled out. All right, but go ahead.
Like I say, the hardest thing in this truth to do, though yet Jake said, is to be balanced.
That's right, man.
Right? Because if you actually be balanced, then technically you wouldn't need help from the Lord. If you fall left, you get what I'm saying? So He allow it to be a little unbalanced, uneven, so you can learn that you're going to need the Lord through all things.
That's right.
Ultimately, right? Because if Jake balances himself out, then Jake will get what? He'll get proud.
Big-headed, man.
Right? If you totally balance, you don't got nothing to pray to the Lord for.
You
don't got nothing to go to the Lord for. You don't have any, you're not going to have any humility, because you're going to basically be like, I mastered it. Right. So mastering balance is technically when you have all the laws in your inward part and you're perfected. Because what's a perfect balance? A scale. What's a perfect scale? When it's balanced.
When it's balanced. That's
so
right.
Are we perfect?
No.
You get it? So yeah, you got it.
Nah, that's heavy, bro, because Jake tries to, speed up their own process.
Yeah.
There's a process to balancing. As I said, one side will teeter, both sides will teeter, man, whether it's to the left or to the right. And you have to, have that understanding in your mind that we're not at that point where we're completely balanced. You see? That won't come until the end, man, when we on the chariots, man. We're working towards that. All right?
Because right now the wicked have the scales of balance, right? It tell you in Revelation that it's a black horse and he love it to oppress. Get that? And that's, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's all good.
No. He love it to oppress. It's gonna be one in Micah. Then it's gonna be there's a black horse. It should be in Revelation maybe 6. All right, 6 somewhere. To lock it, brother.
I know where you're at.
But the reason why I wanted to bring this out, because right now we're on the other side of the scale, meaning we under oppression, right? So if there's a scale that the Lord have put out, we still bound to the oppression right now, because we haven't broken the bonds of being oppressed, of being imprisoned. Yep. You got it.
Yep.
It should be 6.
This Revelation chapter 6 and verse 5, and it reads, "And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, Come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand."
Right. So he had a pair of balances in his hand, man.
Yep.
All right. And why would the Lord give that to John as a prophecy in the end time to show who that black horse represent? It represents this harsh, dark slavery, right? But yokes, ultimately, right? So we're still under yokes. So how can we balance ourselves with yokes? Case in point, if you ever try to walk a straight line, what's the first thing Jake worry about? Falling. Or what? Getting level, right? When he on a balance, all right? Or the police tell you, look, you're drunk, you've been driving and drinking, walk a straight line, all right? Because walking a straight line is an indication that you are perfect, right?
That's right.
You don't need to do a test or take this or do that, man. But that yoke, what I wanted to show, a yoke that is used of any burden or bondage as that of slavery. All right? It says a pair of balances of scales. So in Micah it says he's a merchant, he loveth to oppress. So these are the scales that it's talking about. And I just want to speak on that other side of the balance of that scale, and where we kind of we subject to right now. You got it, bro.
Yeah, because we, like the brother said, we're bound. Right? When you can't get a perfect measurement if the scale is bound.
Yep.
Right? Or if the person who's weighing it is holding their hand on it. Yep. You see, you can't get a perfect scale. So we're bound on that side of judgment. I mean, of that side on the scale, man. But here, what we're gonna go into is like trying to understand balance on a mental level. Right? How we deal in this truth. Okay, the different day-to-day activities you're doing, studying, praying. Okay, because Jake have to understand it's a balance with that as well, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you teeter too far to the left, you're gonna go off. If you teeter too far to the right, you're gonna go off.
Mm-hmm.
So finding that sweet spot, right? That's the spot that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is trying to coax us through, man. All right, and ultimately it's gonna lead into our salvation. You see. But I want to grab this word real quick, balance, in the online etymology.
You want me to get it for you?
Yeah. Or get equilibrium.
I got equilibrium.
Yeah, keep that. This is balance, the verb, and it reads to be equal with. Right? It says, when you jump down a little further, it says that of bringing or keep in equilibrium.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now let's see what that word equilibrium means.
It says a state of mental balance and even balance, equal, level, or evenly balanced, a pair of scales.
So Jake must understand this, man. That equilibrium, you got to find your equilibrium. Okay, that mental balance, man. All right, you can't be too far into the world, man. All right, you can't be too far in depth, like reading what is that? I think it's Ecclesiastes. When it go into too much studying, is weariness of the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't study too much, right? But yet you can't be in the world too much. Okay? Jake have to understand that. Right? You wanna pile on studying and reading, and no, you can't do that, bro. You're gonna fall out that way. And if you don't do enough, you're gonna fall out that way too.
Mm-hmm.
You see? But they had more in that
They got the word equal, which is the root in equilibrium. All right, it goes to being level, uniform, even, calm, fair, tranquil, right? Which, if you have a certain peace of mind, you can parallel your mental aspect along with what you're doing, and that's how you really balance yourself, right? Balance is a mental thing, and that's why we had to mentally or psychologically go through all the things we had to go through. All right, so we can what? Control our mind.
That's
right. Or our actions of our mind. Because at the end of the day, the only way Jake falls short of the balance is that what? The actions.
That's right.
Balance still gonna come out in the act, right? If something is before you, like Peter, right? When Peter got on the water, he saw the Lord, Yahushua. Yahushua was full of balance. But what happened was Peter got distracted by Satan, or that wind at the time. So distractions can what? Unbalance you. Right? Things of the world. Even though they are minute, and Jake look at them to be small or petty, those are the little things. A man, I'm gonna get that. Let me get that.
Kind. And real quick, I'll let you grab that first. Alright, because when I go into this Job, I'm gonna pull out some some points, man. Alright? Like Salagia. Like the brother said, man, you can't say you trying to weigh like
I got it.
Some sort of Go ahead.
This is a laboring man that is given to drunkenness shall not be rich, and he that contemneth small things shall fall little and little. So the more and more, all right, you contemplate on little things and smaller things, they start to add up to what ultimately affecting your overall walk,
right? Which
is the what? The wholeness of it. Because if something chip away, eventually it's gonna take down that's chip, whatever it is chipping away. Everything big started small.
Yeah.
It started small. From it can be from anything, all right? That's why it says, and he that contemneth small things shall fall little and little. Well, it's a small thing, so you shouldn't be falling little by little. But with an unequal balance, it'll what? Be able to affect your walk. You got it?
And that's heavy because as I was pulling up, I was on the phone with a beloved brother, and we was just talking, and I was giving him the the rundown of what we was gonna go into on this video, and he pretty much provoked a point in my head, man. I said, man, Jacob get so indulged in giving themselves like leeway, trying to exemplify balance and get lost in that leeway, and then ultimately your balance is unjust.
No,
It's you teetering too much. Like, okay, I studied here and here. Well, maybe I can take this off. Maybe I can, go here and there, but eventually, little by little, that starts to increase and get bigger and bigger to the point now. The thing that you was, pretty much trying to avoid, you done ran right into it.
yeah, you gotta understand what affects your balance.
That's right.
That's another thing. Like you say, Jacob, get some work in, be doing a lot of things in the work, and be like, I'm gonna go do this over there. And then you still gotta understand how strong the world is.
That's
One
right.
thing you can do in the world can offset your entire balance in the truth. All right, Jake, man, your equilibrium off. They had a movie called Equilibrium. All right, which is a great movie. Brother said look that up. All right, and watch it. But one thing can throw your whole equilibrium off in the truth, man. But if you keep one thing in the truth, it can keep you mentally stable, all right, from all the things in the world. If your mind is set on the truth, right, it's gonna be hard to get it off the things in the world, man. We just gotta watch what we engaging in. Really what we're indulging, right? Because balance is until you don't be confident in a plain way, man. All right? If you know you ain't really that strong with remembering, all right, then put on some alarm clocks on your phone, man. Right? Like, let's, if you got to put 9 alarm clocks. And then if you somebody that sleep hard, can't get up, put 3 of them on every 5 to 10 minutes, man. All right? Just so you can make sure your balance is done. I think we don't put enough effort into balancing ourselves more, right? Because we feel like we got the truth. So then we'll get forward-minded or headlong and then what? Get carried away. All right? Because we feel like we got the truth. So it's like, all right, I can handle this and handle that. And then once it's time to, because it's always hard getting something back together rather than keeping it in order. Because once you get it in order, it's in order. But once it gets scrambled all over the place, you got to find and put this here. You got to put this back here. You got to replace that. Reorder that. So it's harder. You got it, bro.
Nah, because, Jacob think it's because it's more comfortable to, allow shit to break, right?
Yeah.
Instead of keeping it, together, that comes with a sense of being uncomfortable, right? You have to constantly tend to it and make sure it's, intact.
Yep.
And that's the part, that's the purpose of this whole video, is to remind you, hey, have balance in everything that you do to the best of your ability. Right? Your balance might not be the same balance as mine, or vice versa.
Yeah.
So don't try to match, Jacob try to match the balance of this brother.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he'll play video games, but, nah, that's his balance.
That's his balance.
He
can do that.
He can, the Lord allowed him to do that.
If a line is set up, you got some Jays can walk with one arm.
Yeah.
I got to put both of my arms out. And it ain't nothing personal. It's just, he got it like that.
Yeah.
All right? And that's the way that brother made a good point. All right? You got to know your limitations and statutes involving everything surrounding you and the truth. Would help you study, would take things away from you. Like I tell you, brother, that for me, the game, I can't, if it got a D, I ain't going to get off it.
Right.
Y'all get off, I'm still, man, better still going. So, but I know, no matter how much I might want to do it, I know how to keep myself back so I don't destroy myself. That's why it says, why should thou destroy thyself? All right? You be over righteous, that's a what? Unbalanced. That's why you can't be over righteous. Just, understand liberties and be righteous and just move it along. All right, versus anything else, man. But I got the Job or what? Which one you get?
Yep, you got it.
This Job 31, you can start at, right?
Oh, you're going to get in an NLT too, right?
Yeah, you want me to just read it in NLT?
That's cool. Get 3 to 8.
Okay. This is Job.
Let me see, that might not be the right
31.
No translation.
I know 6 to 8 is it.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Salaki. Go ahead.
You want me to get it in a what?
NLT. That's fine.
NKJV. Probably gotta upgrade it.
I got it right here.
Come
Yeah. Yeah.
This Job 31 and 3. I'm gonna start in the NLT. It says, "Isn't it calamity for the wicked and misfortune for those who do evil? Doesn't he see everything I do, every step I take?"
Now, the reason why I asked the brother to grab, high up in this particular chapter is because Job is saying, like, isn't there a punishment for the wicked? You see, it for sure there's a punishment for the wicked. Now keep going up.
Yep, it says, "Have I lied to anyone?" Verse 5. "Or deceived anyone? Let my power weigh me on the scales of justice, for he knows my integrity."
Now see, what's going on here is Job understands that he falls short on certain angles. But he's asking the Lord to, basically judge him on just balances. Right? He wants the Lord to judge him correctly. You see? And he understands that there's some things that he don't, he falls short of, man. But ultimately, the purpose of me bringing this out is to give Jake that understanding. Just because you may, fuck up or fall short somewhere along your walk, don't mean that, you just off, man. Or you just, just bug the hell out. No. Like I said in the beginning, that balance gonna teeter. You see? It's gonna teeter. Sometimes you're gonna have a season when you up in the spirit or just exceptional. And sometimes you might just be, a little knucklehead. But you gotta understand, right, that the Lord see at the end what's your end goal. With
Yep, it means to test or to prove. Right? That's a balance, to test or to prove. Like the brother said, you teeter both sides, but you gotta put enough weight on each side until it's a balance. And that's how we did business in the ancient times. See, Jake don't know that. That way no man can get over. Everything we did went on scales of balance. That means if I give you gold or silver, whatever we was exchanging, we put it on a balance and it had the weight the same.
That's right.
All right, coins and different things.
Wheat,
barley. All right, it had the weight the same as the exchange. That way no man got over on another man. But now our balance have changed because it's a wicked world, right? It's not righteous laws is not established in buying and selling, different places like that. So now our approach got to be the things, Jake, you shouldn't be out there making deals with niggas, because then if you don't get the exact thing back, you gonna be like, well, I serve the Lord. It's like, nah, you got to use better wisdom. All right, so that's having a balance. Using better wisdom on making judgment is a balance, man. All right, you got to know when to apply that, when to take it off. Right. You got to know when not to speak of the word of the Lord, when to speak. All right, all these things are balances. There's so many balances in the truth. If you master them all right, you would technically not need the Lord. You
wouldn't be here.
Yeah, you wouldn't be here.
Translated.
You would translate it.
Come on, man.
Right. All right.
Real quick, I'm gonna jump to
verse 7.
Let me jump to this just to back up what you said. Proverbs 11 and 1, and it reads, "A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight."
You got it.
So, just backing up what the brother was saying, hey, the Lord not into getting over. He's not into, getting over as far as balance, man.
Yep.
Okay? That's an abomination unto him because you're stealing. You see? So, in like manner, us in this truth, man, we pray that, the Lord, like Job said, he judges us in a just balance, man. But you got it.
Yeah, he reigns on the just and the unjust. At the end of the day, even if we sell something to somebody, the Lord wants us to deal with it the right way.
Deal with it the right way.
Just deal with it right. And you be like, well, that's a heathen. Deal with it the right way. Because we still in their world. All right? We still in what? In the heathen world, man. Okay, so we in Caesar, we in Caesar territory. So the Lord, like, if you deal wrong with them, you ain't sin against me, but you is in that man kingdom. You could bring something to yourself, to your body, whatever, right? To the body. You got to even have balance with that. Because a man need to be walking in balance. Because what can happen, it can have the body unbalanced.
Mm-hmm.
Right from him having an unbalanced equilibrium, man. Because that's what Jake said, man. What you was thinking? Right? And that equilibrium having what? Is a balance of even mental of the mind, man. Our balance told everything comes of the mind. Once you can conquer the mind, the parts of your body and everything else will follow, man. You will walk that line straight. But you have to conquer the mind. All right?
That's it on that Job.
I didn't read it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I only got 2 more, and we could, unless you have something else.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one.
2nd Ezra 7 and 6 and 9 for Baba Shah.
What you want?
2nd Ezra chapter 7 verse 6 and 9.
Okay.
Because also, this like the brother said, is many balances in this thing of ours. Alright? You have to have balance in different categories. You see?
So you say 2nd Ezra what?
7 verse 6 and 6 through 9. You got to exemplify balance in all sorts of categories of this truth.
Yeah, this 2nd Ezra chapter 7 verse 6. Let's bring them up. It says, "There's another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field and full of all good things."
Yeah, and ultimately that's what we're trying to get to. And that's what? The kingdom of heaven.
Oh.
Go ahead.
The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left of deep water.
Now, what do that sound like?
Mm-hmm.
A balance. Right? You have one side that's what is it? Fire. One side that's water. Right? Deep water. Okay. So you have to have a balance when you walk in that tightrope, man, or that narrow path.
Yep.
And we're gonna get that word narrow in the blue letter, but my last precept is Matthew 7 and 13.
You got it. I'm gonna read tightrope real quick in the
Go ahead.
It says tightrope, tensely stretched rope on which an acrobat performs dexterous feats. Now let's go into the word dexterous. It's a dexterous feat, showing or having skill, shrewd. All right, especially with the hands. So you gotta be shrewd in balancing. All right, which we all should know.
Skilled.
Yeah, very skilled. So you gotta have skilled feats while trying to deal with this balance. Now, if Baba Gashad, you get Sirach 1 and 18.
Kind of. This
maybe 1 and 19.
The book of Sirach, chapter 1 and verse.
Should be 19, I think.
Yes, 19, and it reads, "Wisdom raineth down skill."
It rained down what?
Skill.
What wisdom is stored at? In your mental.
That's right.
All right, in your heart. So if it rained down skill, in order to be balanced, in order to perform these dexterous feats or shrewd feats on this tightrope, you gotta be stuck with the wisdom.
That's right.
Because it rained down skill for you to handle business, man. Go ahead.
It says, "Wisdom raineth down skill and knowledge of understanding."
Yep.
And exalted them to honor that hold her fast.
Right. So you're gonna be honorable that hold her fast, but that skill gonna bring you to the balance, and the balance gonna get you the kingdom of heaven. So the brother is reading. It says, "Dangerous act requiring skill and finesse," man. So even with this wisdom, right, it requires skill and finessing. Mm-hmm. But one thing we gotta know, it's still dangerous to us because we can still die with the truth.
Yep.
All right. So there's a level of danger that require you to try to be balanced in all things. All right, having equity, meaning fairness. All right, in all things. You got it, bro.
Nah, bro. And that word balance, Jay think is just, I'm just not following. No, man. Apply these things to the scriptures, right? These are the necessary things that we have to analyze, man. Right? These are everyday words, but they hold spiritual meanings. Okay? What do you think? The different apostles and great men that are written in these scriptures. What you thought they didn't have balance? No, you thought they did. Man, Jake think these men were just perfect. You see, from the beginning though, they just was. Since they was born, it just was perfect. That's what Jake think in their mind.
Yeah.
No, they had to walk like we had to walk.
Yeah.
You see, and understand balance. You see, But I just wanted to make that point because Jake don't put themselves inside of the scriptures. You have to put yourself at these different places, man. Right, amongst the elders, amongst the the great men who are recording these texts. These were actual flesh and blood men, just like us.
Check this out. One of the main things one of the elder apostles, I believe it's Elder Apostle Gabar. Well, I don't believe, I know it is. But one of the main things he always tells Jake, one of the main things you're gonna need in this is balance. But he know Jake is always chasing it to what? Ultimately get there. Yep. But if you constantly go after balance, you're gonna balance yourself. It's gonna balance itself. Yeah, it's gonna balance itself. All right? Long as you constantly working at it and going for it. This is the word finesse. It says intricate and refined delicacy. All right? So with that skill and finesse comes an intricate and refined delicacy. All right? That Jake gotta apply to himself and understand what's going on, man. All right? That balance is important because, and look, this goes out to us first, because are we perfect? Hell no, right? That's why we're making a video. All right? Understanding that whenever you Jakes think you're perfect or you balanced it out, all right? That's all I have to say.
You might see a brother exemplifying balance.
Yep.
You see, his best balance. You see, on a particular subject. That don't mean that brother is perfect. That don't mean that, man. We still in the fight. We still in the flesh.
Yeah.
If that brother was perfect, he wouldn't be in the flesh.
Yeah, it wouldn't no need for weakness. If we was all perfect, we wouldn't need for weakness.
That's right, man.
Like weakness will be nullified.
That's
so
right. So
then that's not a balance, right? No. We all strong, but ain't nothing weak. Like that's not a balance, right? So even when we do get our spiritual powers and be strong, guess what? The other nation's gonna be weak as men. That's a balance. The Lord. Jake looking at the kingdom, it ain't gonna be a balance. Yes, it is.
It's gonna be a perfect.
It's gonna be a perfect balance.
Yep.
It's a perfect balance now.
Come on, bro.
Good set against evil is gonna be the same way in the kingdom of heaven. Yep. Good gonna be set against evil. All right. I still got another one.
Yep.
Verse 7. The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall. 2 Ezra 7:7. Like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water.
Come on. Go ahead.
And and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could be one man there at once.
And I can't balance for this brother. Neither can he balance for me.
That's right.
You see, as it said that one man we got to walk, in a single file line across that tightrope. All right. There's no way that he can assist me to achieving my balance or finding my balance. But ultimately it has to come through that single person, man. And the Lord has to be that one to basically set you in balance. Right? A man can't set his own self in balance either. Right? You can only practice the things that the Lord set in front of you to become balanced. But there's one more verse, right?
Where's one more?
No, that was it. That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
That was it. Last thing I had was Matt. You have something you want to bring up?
Yeah. This is Sirach 42 and 4. It says, of exactness, verse 3, of reckoning with thy partners. I'm going to read the first verse so you can understand what's going on here. It says 42 and 1. Of these things be thou not ashamed, and accept no person to sin thereby. And I got a video actually set up for this right here. Of the things be not thou ashamed. That's the name, that's what I got titled of the video. All right. I'm going to jump to the point. Verse 3, it says, a reckoning with thy partners and travelers, or the gift of the heritage of friends. Now this is what I wanted to bring out. Of exactness, of balance and weights, or of getting much or little. Because a lot of times, Jake may get much of something or a little, all right? But don't be ashamed of that. Because the positions we in, we gonna get a little of things by and by. All right? Or long as it's the little thing, it's the exact little thing you're supposed to get. Your shit's supposed to be $577, you got the $577. We know how much you got to pay, Bill. We get it. But the exactness of it, All right, sometimes it called Jake to get unbalanced because Jake want more. All right, but if something is exact, it's weighed in the balance for you. The Lord, like, look, this what
it's sufficient.
This is sufficient and fit for you. This is what you get now. So that's why it says even of exactness of balance and weights. All right, so the exactness of balance and weights, you might get dealt a dirty hand. Like, you know, well, that's what the Lord wanted you to get. You ain't getting nothing you ain't supposed to get. The Lord ain't. Jake gives him shit, man. It's one right. You know, like. There's some things that is unbalanced and all right, but you is in captivity and hell too.
So it's balanced.
It balanced out.
Yeah. The actions caused you to, receive something that needed.
You got a short end to stick on something. Yeah.
You needed to fix that, through that.
What if you cheated somebody on something? Yep. What if you cheated a friend? Or reckoned a
brother.
A brother. So it says that. You see? Of reckoning with our partners and travelers. Like, you don't really know. All right? But of exactness. Like, don't be ashamed of it. We getting little. We getting bags with holes. Don't be ashamed of it. Right? It's you whether you getting much or little, Because Jake could put a lot into it, man. But the whole point of exactness of balance and weights, of getting much or little, number 7 is the point. I just read down. And the merchant's indifference of selling, of much correction of children, and to make the side of an evil servant to bleed. These are all not to be ashamed of. Short keeping is good where an evil wife is, and shut up where many hands are. This is the point. Deliver all things in number and weight. That said all things.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, brother.
Balance. All things.
This a balance. The point was in 7. I read the Lord and read 4. All right, the hell with it. The point was 7. Deliver all things in number and weight, and put all in writing that thou givest out or receivest in. And what you write is a record or record of what it is. That way, whatever you gave out, that's the exactness, bro. All right? Or what? That's the balance of what you gave out, man. All right? That's the other side of it. Why you think when Jake he give you something, give you a check, you take the check off the bottom, but the other part on the top, rip the part off. Or whatever it is, he keep a record for the balance, man. But that's what we got to do. We got to keep a record of the balance of how, not what we dealing in money, but just how we dealing with brothers, how we dealing with growth in the truth, how we dealing with charity, how we dealing with all the spiritual things. Keep an exact measurement of that. But you got it, bro.
Nah, that's beautiful, bro.
Yep.
That's beautiful.
That was it.
Measuring all things.
Measured all things.
Measure all things in balances, man.
Yep.
And weights.
Yep. So Rock 42:7. Deliver all things in number and weight, man.
Now I had one last precept. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 7 and verse 13, and I'm going to read it in the NLT. And it reads, I'll read it in KJV. It says, enter ye at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, but broad is the way, and that leadeth to destruction, and many thereby which go in threat. But I read this because this coincide with that 2 Ezra 7. Alright? I'm gonna read down. This is the point. Verse 14, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few be there that find it. Alright? Now I want to grab that word narrow. Okay. Now we already know what straight means. Alright? Hardships, afflictions. Okay, it's not talking about straight as far as the direction. All right, this is narrow in the blue letter.
Strong's G 2346.
Thlibo. Yeah. All right, Thlibo. Now, when you go into the biblical usage, and we're gonna be done as soon as I finish this, beloved. It reads to press as grapes, press hard upon, to compress, a compressed way, narrow, straighten, alright, to trouble, to afflict, to distress. Alright, so all of the things that we go through ultimately are to balance us out, man. Alright, you're not going through something for no reason. Alright, you're not going through none of the hardships, the troubles, the straits, alright, the afflictions for no reason. All of these things are being done to balance you out, but you have to have that mindset of working out balance. You see?
Yep.
Cause Jake, that's work too, though.
That's work.
You gotta want to work towards balance.
That's why you gotta keep working.
Yep.
Right? That's because you ain't gonna really get the balance. Or you gonna be able to perfected it.
That's right, bro.
But that's so the Lord gonna have us working until we get balanced
Now, like
to the kingdom of heaven. That's why we gotta work.
I'm gonna reiterate this, and we'll close out. I've never seen a man put something on a balance or on a scale and it's completely balanced as soon as he put it on there. All right.
Yeah.
He may come close. All right, but there's no
Some you
way.
gotta add or take away.
You see, so in like manner, conduct yourselves in the same manner, man.
Yep.
All right, we're just working to be perfect like the Lord perfect, which we'll never get it on this side, but
Yep.
we working towards it. All right. So you have any closing points?
That's it.
Con. All right. Without any further ado, we like to give all glory, honors, and prayers unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rekakwadash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Shalom.